posted a little live stream about Chris the Ghost, and I was gonna say I'm gonna post this stuff in the comments. I mean the community page, but I don't think it's a smart idea. So I'm just gonna read it. This is what he sent to me after I posted a video about me dissing me. He says, "Kinda effed up making a track about me. I was nice enough to let you back in." He's talking about the Discord server. Laughing emoji. Oh my gosh. And then he calls me. "I see you weren't man enough to put my name on it. It's not about you, so I don't need your name on everything, bro." Then he goes to say, but let's get something straight. People think you are effing sick, dude. Effing suck, dude. Who? You? And then he says, "Literally everyone gives me crap for even making music with you." Whatever, man. You suck so bad, bro. Tell me, does this seem like an adult way to treat things? Hell no. I would reply, but nobody would give two craps about it. Yeah, right, you sick moron. Because it's you. Laughing emoji. What did I do? I just posted a video. Dude, chill out. I wish it was exaggerating. You are exaggerating. And then he goes on to ramble on about something else, talking about past and crap. MF lol. Bro, do you think this is how adults solve their conversations? And then he says, "I'm stuck." Really? If you're still on about it, of course you're stuck. And he says, "Oh yeah, if I was stuck, how the F would I even know how to work Discord?" When did I say you don't know how to work Discord? When? Stupid effing kid, lol. You ain't crap. To be honest, I was thinking about giving him mercy, but I don't think at this point he even deserves mercy. And he says, "I don't mumble, lol." I'm pretty sure you do. Oh, anyways, whoever just joined, I'm reading Chris the Ghost's comments to me that I was supposed to post on my community page, but I thought I may be privacy. And yes, I did. Yes, I did. Hello. What's going on? Anyways, I know you guys are here for scary stories, but don't worry, I'm getting to that part. And then he says, "Dude, my pronunciations are perfect, but it's a hell of a lot better than yours, dude." Who are you talking to? And he says, "I will reply, but people would be like, why the F are you dissing this?" Can someone give me laser eye surgery? Am I even allowed to say this on YouTube? Am I allowed to say this on YouTube? Is this even YouTube guidelines legal? Okay, I feel like there's hate crimes here. He calls me an R-word Asian kid. Okay, you know what? Enough about this. Time to get to the real side of this video. The scary stories. Anyways, I'm gonna tell scary stories that it goes on to get more scary and more scary and more scary. Let's set the tone, shall we? There, I dimmed the lighting. I cut my own hair, by the way. No barber. Me. Welcome. Okay, this is the real intro, by the way. Welcome to Scary Sundays. Thank you for tuning in to another Scary Storytellings. Let's grab our watches. Rewind the time 3 years back. This all started 3 years back when I wanted to explore the attic. Right there. Alright, so I grabbed my trusty flashlight and I went up there. The moment I opened it, I heard a knock at the door. At that time, I didn't have anything. No Ring cameras, no security system. It was all just that. And at that time, it was near, Chinese New Year area. So, like, about now. And as you know, I am of Asian descent, and we celebrate Chinese New Year. So I go downstairs and look. No one's at the door. I'm like, okay, maybe it's just the house. It's a big house, and I was home alone at night. You get where this is going, Home Alone vibes. And I'm like, okay, maybe it was just the house being the house. Who is this Christopher Stone? Okay. So, I went back upstairs to continue the video. Then, about like 30 seconds after continuing the video, I hit another knock. It sounded something like this. Very faintly. 3 taps on wood. Yes, Who? Oh, Christopher Stone? Nah. This was 3 years ago. Hope you're not knocking on my door. I don't know if you know where I live. Anyways. So, I go downstairs again. No one's at the door. I turn the porch light on. No one's there. I look through the side glass. No one's there. So I'm like, okay, probably some kids playing ding dong ditch on me. So this time, instead of going back upstairs, I grabbed my camera just in case it was dangerous and waited like behind the door where people can't see me. Then I heard someone step up to the door and knock, knock, knock. So I quickly turn my camera around, look at the door, and I'm like, oh Jesus Christ, there's someone there. And then they notice I'm there, they get in to their car on the side of the road and they speed off. And I'm like, So I went back upstairs recording. About a minute or so later, I heard bang, bang, bang. And I'm like, that's not the door. They're hitting my glass. So I have a doors like this. It's like the door looking to the house, there's a door. And we have a side window right here on the side, so we can look out to the door and we can see like the door or where the people there. So I'm like, are they hitting that glass or are they hitting the glass over here? So I quickly went downstairs, phone on 911 ready, because this doesn't seem like dating audition. This is like legit trying to break and entering. So I have 911 dialed, ready to press the call button. And I'm here on the corner, and I see these dudes in like black uniforms or black clothes or whatever standing there. And I look at them, and they seem to have like a baseball bat or something in their hands, and they start pounding on the door and screaming like Asian roasts, because we had those like, those red things that Asian people hang on their like lights. Yeah, we had those on. So I'm like, I think this is an Asian hate crime. So then after about like 3 or 4 minutes passed, they get away into the same car and drove off. I waited a good 5 or 6 minutes, didn't come back. Anyways, I'm like, okay, so I put the phone away. And then I go look at the damage. I look at the side window, and I see it. 1, 2, 3. 3 dents, like a sharp object has pierced the mirror or the window, but has not broken it. So then I called the police. I gave a pretty good description to the frosted glass. I gave a pretty good description of the car. Still ongoing investigation. Have not heard anything from them. But from that day on, I told my family, never, ever hang those things around ever again. Because if you guys know this, I'm pretty sure Asian hate is still among this community. First scary story. I'm gonna tell a second one. Now, as you know, if you're too chicken, please don't watch any more of this video, because the story is gonna get more scary as it goes on. 5-star water level like in GTA. I don't know, okay, probably GTA. I don't know. Yeah, I think it's GTA. Anyways. People just left the stream. What the heck, man? Second scary story. So this is about, I would say, 5 years ago. Me and a group of my friends decided to be stupid, and we snuck out after school, and we just ran into the forest, hunting for some alleged creature or something. So we ran straight to the forest, and about 30 minutes or so later, I'm not skipping, bro. Anyways, we went into the forest, and then we were like 30 minutes later, I'm like, oh, we're lost. And I'm like, yeah, I think we are. So we wandered around or so. Now we head into like a clearing in the forest, which is a giant circle, and we see this like rundown shack-looking place. Every square goes like this. But if you didn't know, due to satellite imaging, there was an old home supposed to be located at where the shack is from satellite imagery. So we're like, okay, this could be pretty cool to check out. So me, my friends, we grabbed flashlights, we put our bikes near the edge of the tree line, and we walk. And mind you, it's about as dark as it is right now. If you guys want to walk outside, it's completely dark. So all we had is a flashlight, a few phones, and one of my people brought a pair of scissors as school supplies. It was this exact pair, by the way. This pair. He dropped it, I couldn't give back to him. I said I wanted to keep them. Anyways. So we slowly, step by step, inch closer to the dilapidated shack-looking house. It looked to be like a century old. Legit, like the roof was caving in. It had cobwebs all over it. The wood looks like it's degrading. It's like deteriorating. So we're like, okay, it's pretty old. So we go to the front door of the place. And then we look at it. It's locked, but the chain is super rusty and the lock is like things growing over it. So me and my friends chat a little bit, and we're like, probably no one has been here in like years. Like no one's been here in like such a long time. So we just decided to be stupid, and we used this pair of scissors, like bolt cutters, and we just started like sawing away at it, like this, with the scissors. And then pretty soon, since the chain was rusty, we managed to cut through it. So we slowly moved the chain, and the door just started creaking open. I'm like, okay, probably that's why the chains are here, to keep the door closed. Oh man, that's one day I regret for the rest of my life. So I go in with my friends, and we look around with our flashlights. And the first comment that I got from one of my friends is, this place is eerily cold. For a summer night, it shouldn't be this cold. And it looks like there's no running water or electricity in this house, so it's pretty old. So we looked around, there seems to be no unit that would like make it cold or anything. So like, okay, that's pretty weird. So we go up, look around, and we see it. There's still dishes in the sink. Now I'm like, if this home is really abandoned, why would there be dishes in the sink? Many of you might think, well, that's not entirely strange. But I'll tell you what is strange. I go to the sink, look at these dishes. And then it hits me. I know it's weird. These dishes, they're new. They don't have any signs of wear and tear. They look like they're new. They look like they've been recently washed. And I'm like, okay, maybe a homeless lives here. So I go regroup with my friends. I told them about the dishes. And they're like, well, that's strange, but we found something stranger. And I follow them. One of them points to a TV. It tells me to look at it. I go peering at the TV, and I see this TV's new as well. I'm like, oh, bro. No, there's not a homeless person here. A homeless person can afford a TV. And then we hear this noise coming from up the stairs. And I was like, oh crap. Oh crap. There's someone in this house. And I'm like, should we bail? And my friend's like, don't be such a chicken, bro. Let's just go check it out. Maybe it's another explorer. And somehow they managed to talk me into it. So me and my friends, very, very, very slowly, we walked up the stairs. Each step creaked beneath our feet. Each creak sent a shiver up my spine, and I had a really bad feeling about this. And I'm like, I don't think it's a smart idea to do this, guys. We can still turn back, it's not too late. But they wouldn't listen. So being the friend I am, I decided to tag along. Made it to the top. Let me paint you a picture. Stairs, top. Room, room, room. Entrance. So the closest room is just about 10 feet away. And the door is open. So I shine my flashlight. I'm like, okay. So I shine my flashlight. This is pretty bright, by the way. And I look. I was shining it like this, looking around. Didn't see nothing. I'm like, okay, there's nothing here. Probably should just go. And then my friend's like, no, not that room. Look at these two. And I was looking. The doors are closed. And I'm like, oh my god. Please no. They're like, let's go check it out. And I'm like, oh god. Why? Why do I do this? So we went to this room that was closer to the stairwell as well. My friend grabbed the handle. He pulled it open and pushed the door open. It opens inwards. So I'm like, oh my god. I shine my flashlight again. Look in there. It's a bedroom. I was looking. Nothing there besides a bed. But not just any bed. A freshly made bed. Like if someone has been here in the past like 2 days. And I was like, okay then. That's not a good sign. And I'm like, okay, you guys have seen the room now. Can we please go? I have a really bad feeling about this place. He's like, no. One more. And he points to the door, farthest away from the staircase. And I told him in whispered hushes, you do notice if something comes at us in this old house, we could potentially fall through the floor and not make it out. You notice how bad the stairs are in condition. We could just get our legs stuck in the floorboards. He would easily get us. And he called me a chicken. He said, stop being a chicken, dude. Let's just go. And if you haven't picked up at this point, one of our friends already bailed. He was like, this is too scary for me, I'm gonna leave. Anyways, so him with the scissors, me with the flashlight, we go towards that room. We stop right at the door and we listen. And we heard a creak. And I instantly went, did you hear that? He's like, bro, it's an old house. There's creaks all over this place. And then I'm like, okay, you're probably right. Let's just get this over with so I can leave. He's like, okay. So I got my flashlight ready. He opens the door. I shine my flashlight like this. And I look. And it's a restroom. And I'm like, okay, this doesn't seem too bad. I was looking around. I see a bathtub. And I'm like, huh. This is probably where a killer would had a dead body. So as a joke, oh my god, as a joke, I went to the bathtub. I closed my eyes, I looked down, and then, this was my exact reaction. Come on, let's go, get out of here. Legit, I got up, turned on my flashlight, grabbed my friend, dragged him out of the house. And the entire time he's like, dude, what the heck, man? I was still exploring. And as we got out of the house into the edge of the forest, I'm told this guy, bro, you don't want to go back in there. He's like, they were pressuring me. He's like, dude, what did you see? What did you see? Why should we not go back in there? What did you see? And me, with a very shocked expression on my face, I was so shocked at what I saw. I was freaking scared, like out of my freaking mind. Mind you, I was like 12. Okay? I told him, bro, you remember the bathroom? He's like, the room we were just in? I'm like, yes. Did you see what was in the bathtub? He's like, no, what did you see? What did you see? And I very painstakingly said, a human corpse. And he, at this point, has gone silent. And me and him just stared at each other. He's like, no, you're joking. I'm like, no, I'm being dead serious. I saw a dead person in the bathtub. He was lying in a pool of what seems to be blood. And I was, at this point, I'm still shocked by what it is. So me and him looked at each other. He's like, I don't believe you. I'm like, bro, trust me, bro. You do not want to go back in that house. Something sick is going on in there. Finally, about like another 2 minutes of talking him out of it, he finally agreed and went back. So then I got curious. Once we get back home, I searched little Google about the home. And apparently that home, the last person who lived in it was an elderly woman, mentally not stable. The last sign of her in that house was 1997. So by the time I was there, it was around like maybe in the 2012 or something. No, 2015 or 16. And I'm like, if the last time anyone saw her alive was 1997, what happened? And then I called the police. I'm saying there's a dead person in this house. And apparently what happened was, what the police thought what happened was, after everyone left, the last person to see her alive left, at some point the house got broken into and she was brutally murdered because they did an autopsy and they found that she was stabbed to death. 14 stab wounds. And at this point I just feel sorry that we broke into some dead person's house. Okay, that's the second story. Now this third story. This very story, could have determined if I even would be here today. If something has gone wrong in this last story, Mike Steady would have never been a thing on YouTube. I wouldn't have even exist on YouTube. My YouTube channel will become one of the biggest conspiracy channels out there. It will be probably in compilations named YouTubers who have vanished without a trace, missing persons 411 or whatever. Anyways, here we go. So, one day I was out about. I visited a hotel room to stay away from my parents. You know, sort of like live on my own for like a day or so. So I could check into a hotel in Redwood City, about a good distance. 5 times 10 is 50. 50. Anyways. So I put this room, right? So I wrote to this hotel, looks pretty nice and all, and I see next to this hotel, there's this like forested area. And you know me. Any haunted place, I'm probably gonna explore it. So I grabbed along all my stuff that I brought. I brought mine, because apparently this hotel, it was a story that there was like a haunted place near it. So I brought my REM pod, my music box, my EMF meter, my flashlight, my ghost detection stuff. Excuse me. Anyways, so I'm like, okay. So I waited until nightfall, like 3 or 4 in the morning. Grabbed my flashlight, go explore the forest. About 10 minutes into the forest, I didn't hear anything, didn't see anything. Then I hear this blood-curdling scream. And my first instinct, like, okay, let's be rational here. You hear a scream in the forest. 1, it's a coyote. 2, it's a fox. 3, it's a bobcat. 4, it's a human. So my instinct is, okay, it's probably an animal. Because if you guys didn't know, foxes, coyotes, and bobcats can make screams that sometimes sound like a human being. I'm like, okay, it's probably just an animal. And I go towards the voice, thinking it was an animal. I'm like, okay, and then I see it. It was a fox. I'm like, okay, it's a fox. I'm like the fox, I'm like, bro, you scared me. I'm talking to an animal like I'm crazy. And then from this direction, I hear another scream. I look over, and I don't see it. I'm like, okay, so it's probably not this fox that I heard, because the scream sounded exactly like the one I heard earlier before I found this fox. So I go in this direction. Using my flashlight, I'm scanning. Then I'm like, hold on a minute. So I covered the light with my hands a little bit, so a little bit was showing like, what is that? Then I see it. There's like a tree with like something behind it. I saw like something white just floated out from the corner. So I'm like, okay. So, very, very still, I remove my hand all the way from the lens. And I see it says this like piece of cloth or paper. So I very steadily hold my flashlight like this, walking closer and closer and closer to this thing until I turn around and looked. It's this like white piece of paper. It's like a picture that has been nailed to the tree and it looks like it's been burnt. So I touched it to lift it up to see. I'm like, who is this person? I'm like, okay, that's strange, but it still doesn't explain the scream. Then I hear it, and it sounds like it's right behind me. So I took my camera, I opened the selfie app, I pulled my flashlight back like this, and I looked. About 100 feet behind me, I think I'm seeing things, because I could swear I saw a person quickly duck behind the tree. And everyone told me this after telling the story. It's like, bro, run. Dude, run, you're not safe. But me being stupid, I went, yo, it's not funny, I saw you, I have a weapon, I'm not afraid to use it. Then he comes on the tree, I see it's this dude with a camera. And I'm like, okay. Someone from the comments tell me what is, okay, 20. 5 times 4 is 20, 20. Anyways, I'm like, oh, okay, so it's a dude. I'm like, hey, are you in the forest too? He stands there like this, blank expression, no emotion. I'm like, hello, earth to the guy, hello, no expression. And then I shine my light in his eyes. I'm like, hello, no reaction. Mind you, this is like one of the world's strongest flashlights. See my room's dark? Here, completely dark, right? Look at this. My whole room lights up. Mind you, this is like a strong flashlight. And then I look at this dude with the flashlight in hand. I'm like, hello? Are you okay? Do you need help? Can I get you something? Maybe you're hungry or you're thirsty or whatever. Can I help you? And then he just looks at me. Blank expression. Doesn't say anything. And then slowly but surely, I see his head turning to the side like this. Okay, I'm gonna reenact what he looked like. So pretend I'm the guy and that you guys are looking at me through the forest. He does this. And I'm like, oh, okay. Please don't come near me. I have a flashlight. This thing's heavy. And he goes, hello, little boy. Are you lost? I can help you find your way around. And I'm like, no, I'm not lost. Please, get away from me, dude. He's like, don't be afraid. Come closer to me. I can help you. And I'm just like, okay. So I started slowly back away. He walks to me like this. Not like at all. And then I realized, this guy's not even wearing shoes. Part of me is thinking, this guy's deranged. Part of me is thinking, this is some sick prank. So I, transfer hands with the flashlight, still pointing at him like this. I looked for a rock and I threw it at him out of instinct. And he gets hit, blank in the face. I expect him to be getting angry or saying, dude, it's just a prank. But still, after I got hit in the face, because he was not that far away from me, so I hit him directly in the face, he acted like it's no big deal. Still with the same expression, walking closer. He's like, that's not very nice. I was trying to help you, but it seems like you don't need any help. But you're wrong. You're going to need help. And I'm like, oh God, I'm gonna get murdered. So I did the only thing rational to do. I turn around and sprint out of the forest, but I can hear behind me. This guy's gaining on me. He's like twice my size. He's just running. He's like, please don't run. I can cut you out. I'm not dangerous, I promise. And I'm like, the sick dude is chasing me. So I look kind of behind me. And this guy, oh my God, the way he was running at me, head tilted sideways, eyes wide with a smiling grin. And this time he's got some object in his hand. Some like screwdriver looking thing. Looks something like this. He was holding it like a freaking blade. He's like, please don't run, I just want to be your friend. And I'm like, hell no, I don't want to be your friend. Please take the heck away from me. Bro, I summoned all my strength and just bolted out of that damn forest. And I stop at the edge of the forest. I get to a populated area so people can see it. I stand there, look at him. And he stops right before the tree edge and looks at me. He's like, you, like with the same expression, head tilted, you got lucky this time. But if you ever come here spawn again, I'll make sure the only thing mysterious about it is your disappearance. Then he backed away with no shoes, slowly into the forest where I couldn't see him again. So I'm like, okay, this is probably not a good thing. So I went to the hotel, told them about it, and they're like, okay, let's call the cops. About 20 minutes later, the cops arrived because it wasn't like an on-scene emergency. And I told them everything, how this guy was like, I described it to the cops. Looked anywhere from 30 to 40 years old, had a great beard, long hair, was dressed dirtily, looked about 130, 140 pounds, maybe Caucasian or tanned, no shoes on, wearing a red t-shirt and white shorts, I don't know, some guy like that. And they went into the forest with like trained dogs and all that stuff. And they searched the entire thing. 3 hours later, after combing the entire forest, they told me they didn't find any trace of the guy, but they did find something. And I asked them, what did you find? And now for government purposes, let's just say I helped them solve a cold case. You guys can sort of, piece together what happened from there. So I'm like, oh great. So I spent the rest of my evening, like sort of just like thinking about it. And I'm like, what did I just witness? Am I lucky? Was I unlucky? Let me tell you, I barely survived that night. If I tripped over something in that forest, where I did not, just turn around and bolt when he started walking towards me, or I even walked towards him, this story here today could have been told by a different YouTuber of what happened to Mike Steady. Okay. Alright, goodbye, Nick. Anyways, for the 6 people who are left, one final little story for you guys. This is going to be short, I promise. Okay. Buckle in for this. It's a wild ride. So back in the day, and for reasons obviously, I'm not going to share the name of this app. But if you guys, back like when it was like before COVID season or something, there was an app. Okay, goodbye. There was an app that if you like log into it, it'll spit out random coordinates to like a place, like a creepy place that you can go like look at it. It's pretty cool. So I decided to try it out. So I got the app on my phone. It's free. I pressed the I'm feeling lucky button, and it spit out random coordinates. Oh, well, that's pretty cool. So I pull up Google Maps on my computer, I type it in, and it's like, wait a second, it's not too far from here. And then I did a little research on the coordinates. I'm like, there used to be an old radio station here, but it's been shut down for years. I'm like, okay, pretty cool. Abandoned radio station. I've never been there. So I get into my bicycle. I rode there to the radio station. It's like in the middle of the woods. I don't know what's about all this story being in the middle of the woods, but what's just creeps me out. And I read along this road. I'm like, okay, I'm getting close to it. It should be right there. And look, there's a dirt path. I'm like, okay. So I walked to the radio station. I look at it. I'm like, this is a pretty good radio station. And I realized it's not a radio station. It's a radio tower. It's like, you know, a little house and this like huge thing with a satellite dish. That thing. So then I, go inside. And I'm just like looking at this. And I'm like, okay, this is pretty cool and all, but there's really nothing to see here. Then I see there's like a little box on the floor with a note attached to it. I'm like, oh, somebody left me a present. Ooh, goody. So I go over there, I bend down and look at it. And there's a note that says, to whoever reads this, if you found this from the app, please deliver this box to this coordinates. I got lost on the way. And me being a stupid kid, I believed everything I saw. So I'm like, okay, I'm doing someone a favor. I pick the box up. I shake it because there's something in it. It's not that heavy, it's not that big. I'm like, okay. I put in the coordinates. It's like a 20-minute walk away from here. So I got on my bike, I go deliver it to another like sort of looking house. It was like kind of overgrown, but there was a car parked in the driveway, then the lights were on. I'm like, okay. Apparently someone lives here. So I went to go knock on the door. Then I see there's a note like to the side. It was kind of hidden away. And I looked at it and it says, please let yourself in. If you have a package for me, leave it on the table. I'm like, okay. I'm being a stupid kid. I tried the handle. It's locked. I pushed the door open. The door open. And I looked inside. I'm like, seems like a pretty standard house. Maybe a little bit dirty and all, but it's fine. And I see there's a table there. I set the box down. And I'm like, okay, good. And then I see right next to it, there's like a row of knives. Very small to very big. I'm like, okay, but maybe a knife collector or dinner? Yeah, I was way too trusting when I was a kid. I was stupid as well. Anyways, I'm like, okay. Then at the end of these knives, I see another box. I'm like, if you see this box delivered to these coordinates, do not look inside the box. And I'm like, oh crap. And then it said, if you deliver this box, there will be $1,000 waiting for you at the next location. And I'm like, okay, I'm in. $1,000? That's a lot for a kid my age. I was like, what, 13? So I grabbed the box, decided not to look into it, grabbed it, typed in the coordinates. I'm like, it's a 35-minute bike. I'm like, okay, it's a bit farther this time. So I go along this like forested area, just paddling on my bike, and I get to the house. And I'm like, okay, maybe this is a bad idea. I look at it, it's this like rinky-dink shack. It's super run down, super old, I don't know how old it is. I'm like, maybe I just leave a package here? But then I thought, how bad could this go? I get $1,000 out of this. I wasn't thinking kidnapping, stalker, crazy, I don't know, whatever. I was thinking, I'm not about $1,000 that I get in my hands. So I grabbed the box very, very steadily. I walked to that house. I'm like, okay, let me see this. Please, 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 please. Okay, I see another note. Let yourself in. Cut the handle. It opens wide. I put the box on the table. I see there's $1,000. I grabbed the $1,000. I was about to tell you, I hear a voice from behind me. It says, stop. Yeah, I probably should have went with a friend. I heard stop. I froze. I'm like, please, please don't hurt me. I have a box here for you. He's taking me $1,000. He says, don't move. I'm like, okay. He's like, set down the money or put it aside. So I put it in my pocket. He says, grab one of the knives. And I see there's more knives on the table, so I grab a little knife. He says, open the box. So with a very, very shocked expression on my face, I grab the knife and I start cutting away at it. And then I have my hands on the box, so I'm on the flap of the box, I gotta see in it because the box is still closed. He's like, open it. And I'm like, okay. 3, 2, 1. I opened the box. I looked, I screamed, and I get the heck out of that house. Well, this sick whoever it was is just laughing like very menacingly in the background. Okay, if you have extreme like paranoia where you get nightmares easily, please click off this video now. Otherwise, keep watching. Okay, back for a little bit. I open the box. First thing I see, it looks like a mask. And then I look a little bit closer and I'm like, oh my god. This is not just any mask. It's a skinned human face. Like if you were to take like a knife and just cut like from your forehead down to your face and remove from the skull, that is what was in the box. Oh my god. How stupid was I? And the entire time I'm running away on my bike, I'm like, am I just involved in some murder case or something? Yeah. So I did the reasonable thing. I grabbed my phone, called the cops. I'm like, come to this address, please. These are the coordinates. I think there's been a murder. They're like, okay, we're on our way. So I wait for the cops to arrive. They go in that house. They search the entire perimeter. They found the knives. They found the box. But what was missing was the face and the guy. They searched the entire house. They did a little background search. They're telling me, where'd you find this house? No one's supposed to know about this house because some really, really creepy stuff went up in there. Some messed up things. They didn't elaborate any further than that person to the cops. And I told them, it's this app that I found it. He's like, I know this app. It doesn't teach you to hear. I'm like, well, first I went to these coordinates to this old radio station, and someone left the box there to deliver. And then I went to this house, and this house had a box to deliver. So I went to this house, and they said, give me $1,000. So they told me they needed to do some investigation to own these $1,000. So I'm like, okay, here you go. I gave them the bills. They thanked me. So then I just waited. They told me they'll update me. And they told me, son, you are very lucky to be alive. And I'm like, what do you mean? They're like, you know the bills you gave us? Well, we traced them. They were extracted from an ATM. And we, as officers, went to go look at the security image of the ATM. And we saw. And I happened to somehow help the cops arrest one of the most notorious serial killers in my city. Not a famous one, but this guy's been on the chase for a long time. I'm a YouTuber, man. What I do for a living? I work at a minimum wage job and I film YouTube videos. That's what I do for a living. Oh my god, okay. Yeah, so I helped them solve a case. Guy gets arrested. And that's the end of that story. If you guys like more scary stories, leave a like. Make sure to hit the subscribe button down below and I'll post more of these things. But anyways, thank you for tuning in. Thank you. And And until next time, see ya.